What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. We're here to preview Arsenal vs Southampton, a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Join in if you know the words. Oh, when the Saints come marching in, they're gonna come and see the Arsenal win. I wanna be in that number when Arsenal win the game. Hey, hey, hey.
No, please, cut that.
Jordan. Where is he?
Please cut that.
Why? Who has the original of that song?
God.
Is it When the Saints? What's the original? Is that it? I think it is. I was trying to research all this. When the Saints. Is that
so? You can't be coming into work.
Do you want that to
thinking
go?
that's a good
Do you want that to
intro.
go out?
Yeah. Bro, it's
How did you feel? Okay.
Okay, right. Anyway, right. So it's Arsenal versus Southampton. We haven't actually beaten them in their last 3 times we played them. I think it's 2 draws, 1 loss.
No, hold on. Sorry. On that, at least the others were somewhat creative. They weren't good, but like
It's hard. Though.
like
This
I
one
could see the vision or something.
That's
That
their
was, what
song.
was
Saints go marching in, but they're gonna come see
But
the
no.
Arsenal win.
that? Turkish talent.
Oh, I'm tired of telling him, man.
Fair enough.
All right. So let's get into it. Feelings. Southampton. Let's start with you, Turkish. How you feel?
I'm fucking feeling like shit now. But yeah, 2 minutes ago I was great. But yeah, listen, Southampton. Well, it should be a win, innit? That's why we're here laughing and joking about it. It's not really a stressful one for us. It shouldn't be a stressful one for us. I think Leicester, we could have said the same this time last week, but then at 60 minutes, 65 minutes in, it's 2-2 after a 2-goal lead. Yeah, it gets a bit stressful to say the least, especially 89th, 90th minute. But I don't expect the same against Southampton. I think, the way Leicester got back into it, fortunate with the first, immaculate with the second. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
We were still very dominant. We still should have probably scored 6-7 in that game. And against Southampton, I'm looking for pretty much the same. I'm looking for the attack to excel. I'm looking to eat good. I'm looking for the attackers to, a lot of this season so far, it's the defence that's been getting praise. And when you think it's Aston Villa away, Tottenham away, Man City away, you can understand why. But now we're playing the Leicesters, the Southamptons, we're at home. Now it's time for the attack to start eating well and start getting their due praise as well.
So when you say eat well, the attackers, you expect them to score a lot of goals in the game. But what happens if Havertz isn't available? Would you still expect the people to come in to score and eat well as well?
I'm trying to set you up.
He's been watching forever
I'm
Arsenal.
not setting him up. I just want to know, because Havertz has been in great form, and if he's not there, I know there was a conversation for Arsenal. Thank you for highlighting that. Would you still expect everyone to eat well if he's not starting in that night?
Did you watch Forever Arsenal?
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard the clip of Lee, and I will watch though for your sake.
Yeah. Cool. So
Because he said he'll panic if he's not available, but
Yeah, Lee said he'll panic, and that was the base of the argument.
Cool.
I don't think considering what Mikel's done, and without Odegaard in there, without Rice as well for that North London derby, when I heard Lee say he'd panic without Havertz, my argument was why, when we've seemingly coped with better or more important players out. That was me giving more credit to Mikel and what he's doing than me dissing Havertz. I think Havertz deserves his spot. I think Havertz should be starting the game. But I also think Arteta's shown now the way the system is, the way it's seeping through not only the first team squad but the youngsters and the fringe players too. And this dates back to pre-season when we initially said it out in America that the youngsters come in and play in the same football. Yeah. I just thought, panic is a strong word, but people, especially online, can't, distinguish between, positivity and negativity and all this stuff. If they hear something they don't like, they'll go off on one. But I think Havertz should start. But I think if Jesus was to start, and Jesus has been poor, and he doesn't deserve to start. But what I'm saying is, Jesus was to start, I'd still be confident to beat Southampton at home.
Okay.
Have I said anything wrong here?
No, that's exactly what I wanted to get from you, James. How you feeling ahead of this game, Southampton? Is it something that you expect everyone to be able to flourish and we win the game comfortably?
Yeah, it's weird. I felt more relaxed going into the Villa away, Tottenham away, City away, PSG at home. I don't know why. I feel like this team have been able to negotiate the big games so well. I think we're unbeaten against the traditional Big Six for the last, since the start of the 23-24 season.
So you felt more relaxed going into those games than what you feel for this Saturday?
I don't know why. The Leicester games, remember I came in quite, I'm not sure. And everyone kind of looked at me like I was crazy, like, well, this is Leicester, stop worrying. And next thing you know, it's 2-2, we're needing a 93rd minute goal to win it. I think there is something about when you're playing a name like a PSG or a Man City, there's a certain concentration you never waver from. Yeah. And I worry that Arsenal maybe can take these games a little bit too, not lightly, because they're a super concentrated group, they're a super professional group, but maybe just take it a little bit for granted a touch. I don't know, hopefully not. Hopefully we learn from our lessons against Leicester. even though I think Turkish was right, deflected effort and a wonder goal. It's there's an element of luck and unluckiness to why we went behind or went level in that game from 2-0 up. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. But be wary as always.
Can I push you on just the home form? Because I think a lot of the games you mentioned, the big games, they were away. I feel like it's weird because I pressed you on it, but I actually feel when I'm at the away ground, I always feel comfortable watching Arsenal. But there's something at home. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you have any thought on why Arsenal seem to not be at the level when they're playing at home.
Well, we're still at a very good level. But our strength is our defence. Our strength is our ability to protect our goal, for Raya to claim every ball that comes into the box, for Saliba and Gabriel to deal with forwards, for us to get into a really good compact shape, and that happens a lot more naturally away from home. And it's a style of football that's more forgiving away from home. At home, if we played, and look, I don't think we actually go away from home and park the bus. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying in moments to prioritise what you're doing defensively is kind of a little bit more better received. At home, you are expecting something a little bit more expansive, and with that, you lose something a little bit at the back. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But to be honest, I don't see a massive difference in how we approach either game. I'm just offering a potential reason.
It's a good reason. I think for me, there's a slight difference, but I think you're right. I think because we're so strong in the defence that it might be that's the case. Let's go into what do we know about Southampton? Anyone that have any glaring?
Aaron Ramsdale's in goal. That's what we know.
There we go. We're going to start with it. I think I remember watching one game. I remember watching them play away at Brentford, and the commentator actually said if they keep playing like this, they're going to end up being relegated, which is obviously playing out from the back. And I remember watching Ramsdale. His coaches the manager's obviously told him we must play out from the back. He doesn't seem comfortable from just from the close-ups of a screen of him passing out and using his defence, because they get caught by it every time. If they come here and do that at the Emirates, it's going to be very interesting. But you mentioned Aaron Ramsdale. I don't know, how do you think he's going to come in return? Do you think he's going to have a glorious day?
I want to smoke them and smoke him, actually. I just realised 2 years ago we played Southampton at home and we went 3-1 down because this guy gave the ball away. Nah, smoke them and smoke him whilst we were at it. Because everyone's rapping goals past him there. I don't care, man. Just go.
He was a good, when we was coming back into challenging for the title, he was part of that as well. Now you just want to
I think it's a great indication of what a great manager can do. Because, when Ramsdale was playing for us in goal, there was no doubt he was number one, fighting back Leno and whatnot. We saw a different player to what we saw last season as backup to Raya and what we're seeing this season for Southampton. Why? Because Mikel gave him life, he gave him that motivation, he gave him the belief, the hope. Now, hopefully he can find that back, not this Saturday, but hopefully he can find that back on a human level before the comments get mad. But on a football tribal level, broski, it's Southampton. He's conceding a hell of a lot of goals. He done good for us, he done bad for us. Smoke them, I don't care.
I was listening to Emmanuel Petit talking on the radio, and he said that when asked about one of the major differences between Wenger and Arteta, and of course he had a lot of love for Wenger, but he said that there's a ruthlessness about Arteta, and you've seen that. He used Aubameyang as the example, but I think Ramsdale is the best example. You could argue Aubameyang maybe forced his hand in that reasons. Way. Ramsdale, no one really felt he did much wrong. No one really felt that there was a reason to upgrade, or certainly wasn't a priority position, but it turns out it was one of the 4 priorities for Arteta in that window, and that has aged really well as a signing. And I think it's worth continuing to mention it, because when he did it, we were all questioning, even up to Christmas. I was like, I still don't know why 30 million went on this guy when Kudus was there. Now, I don't know what multiverse exists in which we signed Kudus instead of Raya, and maybe we're still a great team. But we can't deny that Raya has been superb for us.
Been sensational. I even up to the start of this season, I was still like, I don't know if there's much difference between Raya and Ramsdale. Only kind of started to come in when we saw him make some amazing saves at the start of this season. But before the start of the season, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna.
By the way, did you see Kudus at the game against PSG? He was.
I saw that actually.
He was watching the game. Fallout with Lopetegui apparently.
That would be a.
Oh,
that would be
he was here, yeah? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's off subject, but yeah, we'll talk about that in weeks to come, hopefully.
Agent James, you've been campaigning
for Kudus it's gossip, James. I'm just stirring the pot here, but I'd love us to sign Kudus. He's the player we've talked about it so many times. Yeah. That's the player I really want.
100%. Now, listen, obviously, Southampton are still looking for their first win. Arsenal are currently still unbeaten in the league. I'm hoping I don't expect any slip-ups. Is there no doubt for you boys that, like I said, we know about Southampton, they try and play out from the back. Is there no doubt that this potentially could be a banana skin? I just think it'll be infuriating, even a draw, because we've worked so hard to get all these wins or draws and away in these big fixtures, to throw it away by dropping points against Southampton home. would be unforgivable. But is there any concern of that, or are you boys just full confidence in Arsenal that we get the job done before the international break?
Go on, Turkish.
The only concern is the usual concern that, you know, football's a game played between
exactly
you know, 22 men or women, and you know, there's a puncher's chance in there. But I mean, 99.999% we should be winning this game and winning it comfortably.
Yeah.
We should be scoring goals. We should be keeping a clean sheet. I've seen Southampton here and there. I put Archer in my fantasy team early in the season, thinking he'll come in and do something. He's like a fish out of water at the moment. I say that now, maybe I've jinxed it, but if he does score one, I still expect to be beating them 5-1. You know, here we got the disrespect merchants will come out again. Laurie's somewhere whispering like, "Don't disrespect, miss me with that." It's Southampton, and that's it.
Laurie's rolling his eyes watching us right now, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him."
Well, Leicester was a lesson to all of us. Anything's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they've got players in, you know, Dibbling, that youngster who looks like you know, he can win a penalty. You know, you can do something off set piece.
Rebo there.
Yeah, they're all players who have got to Premier League level who can, you know, slap one in the top corner or something. So it's just remain focused. What I really want Arsenal to do is, I mean, Brighton at home was the last game before we went into the international break. It was on the back of beating Villa 2-0 away. And that felt like a really good opportunity with the early kickoff to just go and, you know, make it 9 points out of 9, and then something happens. The Declan Rice moment. I don't think we were great in that game either, to be fair. Before the Rice yellow card, or second yellow and the red. So, is there a world in which, you know, Arsenal just, well, listen, there's a world in which something can go wrong, but just stay focused. I really wouldn't mind. I know we are good enough to go put loads of goals past them, but I wouldn't mind if this is just really sensible. 2-0 and just go get the job done and go into the international break. And then you're looking back at it and you're going, Tottenham away, Atalanta away, City away, PSG at home and all that, and then you've done the job against Bolton, Leicester and Southampton. You're just thinking that is a great work.
Yeah.
Go enjoy your international break, everyone. Timber, don't go. And then, you know, you go from there.
Yeah. This is what I asked you about. Was everyone extremely confident? Only because you're right, it's 22 men out there. Football is a game that you never know what can happen, but also because of the record. Like, we haven't beaten them in the last 3, and we should be beating them. They're 19th currently in the league table. We should be beating them regardless. And I don't want to sound arrogant saying that, but like I said, all the work we've done so far this season to throw it away by drop points here on Saturday, we're ridiculous. But yes, they have been a slight bogey team to us in the past. I actually remember being, it was me and you, I think, when they won 1-0 at their place. I think we went, and
we went to that. We also went to the 1-1.
Maybe it's us.
Well, like there's. Yeah, you know, we've had some bad results against Southampton here as well.
Yeah,
they knocked us out of the cup in a 2-1 win or 1-0 win or something here. I mean, I think we've had some trickier games, but it's a different team. Southampton, when they came into the Premier League, I had so much respect for the football they wanted to play. The players like Schneiderlin, Lallana, they had good teams. Ricky Lambert up front, you know, and they built good sides, and they did that through various managers. I mean, Hassan Hutel is kind of the one I think they had, and the last time they were proper good, but you know, Pochettino, who was in between, Koeman.
Oh yeah.
So they've had some good managers, had some good players. This team obviously not at that level and haven't made a great start, but they'll come to play, and you know, they might catch us out. But that's, like I said, just stay focused and you'll win the game, because we'll have chances.
That might be to their downfall though. If they come to play, because I feel like they're in the Vincent Kompany thing at Burnley. They're adamant to play out from the back, and sometimes you haven't got the players to do that, and they're
got in the Bayern job.
Yeah, it's a great point. But that was a mad assignment. He's doing all right. Well, they lost last night against Villa, but let's get into predicted 11. We'll get into it within this video here, and because do you know what? There could be arguments for players. Obviously, international break after. Do you rest players? Do you go for? I think his philosophy of late with his selections has been just go strong, go the strongest until needing to change. But let's start with goalkeeper. You know, right, I'm sure everyone happy. Right, let's do the back line then. There's no word of Ben White really, but could there be? This
is what we talked about for Arsenal. You know, if Arsenal want to be clever with it, Timber felt something, and if you've got Tomiyasu who's been training this week, and you've got Ben White who might have recovered from whatever it is, I think you might be tempted to leave Timber out and just go, look, do that, because then you've got the power to keep him from international duty. If that's obviously what he wants, he'll probably want to play for the Netherlands, but I would like to see that. I would like to see Timber rested. He's played more football than he would have wanted, according to Arteta. He's played more football than Arteta would have wanted him to play. So that's the only change I could see, maybe.
Happy with that, but
yeah, it's It depends. We
He's
don't
been
really
going on the rate. Yeah, I haven't heard
know
nothing.
100% the situation with White or Tomiyasu. I wouldn't mind Lewis Skelly starting the game either. I said this against PSG, and I think when you've seen the magnitude of the games he's come on and the times he's come on in those games, I don't think starting against Southampton is outrageous. So
no. He came on
and I think
hardly any minutes for PSG, but you're saying before.
Yeah, but that's just more for the night, the occasion, and you could see how much momentum he's posted about it. So regardless of the minutes, he's on the right trajectory. And I think starting against a team like Southampton would be the next step for both him and Nwaneri. And we know Lewis Skelly is, he's not a natural fullback, but he's been there for the last 6 months we've seen him. Yeah. He's doing well. We haven't seen him at right back, but I think equally, if he's adapted to the left back position, if he was asked to do the same job and invert, he could do it from right back. So we've got options, but this week has also highlighted that, on Monday it seemed like there was something wrong with Calafiori. Lucky there wasn't. Then it seemed like there was, maybe it was Saturday or Sunday. Then it was Timber after PSG. We are, at a position now where we have got a lot of defenders and they are very flexible and you can, mix them around. But, it's still very early on in the season and we don't want to, risk it all so early because it's a long season.
Could he chuck Partey at right back?
He's done that before as well.
Fit. If White and Tomiyasu aren't ready, you've got Marino and Jorginho there in the squad. You're really covered in central midfield. Yeah. You can easily just chuck Partey at right back, and that's something he did when he was trying to play the 3-diamond-4 or whatever. I forgot 3-diamond-3 at the start of last season. So
it's a conundrum, because I listened to Saka after the game against PSG. He spoke to Thierry and he said Thierry bigged him up for his hard work defensively, and he goes, "Thank you for mentioning that because we do so. Yes, we get numbers on the board, but we do so much. Arteta is so heavy on make sure you get back track and help the defense out. I feels mad wanting to swap someone out for right back position when he against Southampton. He's probably get to enjoy himself. He doesn't have to do as much defensive work. So he's probably thinking, I'm just thinking about this. You'd want him to go and express himself, but if you change up Marzo Skelly, put him in there, he might not get as much joy. He might need to keep doing the covering. But
if Ben White's fit, Ben White plays. That's how I see it because he'll need 60 minutes to get sharp.
Can we go with Ben White? And he's not going to be playing for. He's not going to be.
I don't know if he's fit. So if we're predicting whether he's fit in time, sure.
Yeah, let's just because
it's more likely Tomiyasu, to be honest. I genuinely think it's more
really.
Right. Ben White's played through a lot of injury. I can see Arsenal wanting to be really careful with him.
Tomiyasu then. Agreed?
Fine. Yeah.
Cool. Centre back pairing.
Yeah. Saliba, Gabriel.
Mad man, they're getting rolled out every game. It's only right to, but they playing a lot of minutes. Left back.
Calafiori, I think, keeps his place. Yeah.
No time to rest Calafiori for a bit and put Kivior in there maybe.
He's only started a couple of games, Calafiori.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Calafiori. Okay, midfield. You spoke about midfield. Does Mikel Merino start this game? Does Partey go in there? Is it Rice? Trossard?
Partey's on a roll. He's building. He's getting to those levels. So keep playing him for me, because we are not as stressed about the idea of overplaying him as we would have been 2 seasons ago or even last year. So I think while he's got momentum, he's dealing with a lot of football quite well. Merino as well. It wouldn't be a lot for him. He's a 28-year-old experienced player who's played Premier League football before, but just sort of chucking him in after 30 minutes against PSG, when you've got Partey, Rice and Trossard, who I think found that all three of them, I think, played their best football against PSG. So just keep that going.
Yeah, I think.
And now Marino's back. We know, if this was last week, I would have said play Jorginho because I'd want to protect Partey a bit more. And I even said it a few days ago. Yeah. But now Marino's pretty much back.
Yeah.
Really, Partey is second choice 6 because Rice is the 6. So I don't feel like we need to protect him as much as we would have last week.
That's going to be interesting, though. I mean,
after international break,
a week ago, I felt the same. But Partey keeps playing this way. He's the smoothest 6 in the team.
Easy, yeah. Easy.
And he's on good form.
But he also, as good as he has been playing this season, he has faded in quite a few of the games.
True.
And that's, when you look at the injuries, the lack of playing time over the last year or so, probably catching up with him a bit. But he's been quality in the first 60 of most games.
Yeah.
And you are right, he's the smoothest and he's reached the highest level throughout his career of all, him and Jorginho, I'd say.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting because I do think the idea was Rice 6, Marino 8.
I think that was the idea,
but we'll see what I think after international break, who we got first game after international break. That's probably when we'll see what his ideal midfield 3 will be.
I'm being cynical. I just want to play Partey and Tomiyasu, because they go away on these international breaks, they play for the nation, they come back, and there's always something wrong. It's always Tomiyasu and Partey. So Tomiyasu, you for him starting right back, but Partey as well. It always seems like he goes away, he comes back, and he's not the same player that we've seen in his building games that he's been playing for Arsenal. So
yeah, but he's played 180 a few weeks ago for Ghana. So
it just always seems like he goes there and he's not. He doesn't come back always the same. So I'd want to start him in this midfield. What are we going with the three in the midfield? We haven't really
Same midfield as PSG for me. I think that's my predicted midfield.
yeah, maybe a Ranieri start.
That'd be great.
But Trossard does deserve his spot.
Yeah.
Maybe Trossard starts on the left this time and Ranieri starts 10. I don't know, but I do want to see Ranieri starts a game or two this season, and I think newly promoted sides at home, this is now the second one back to back. It's a great opportunity.
You surprised not to see him against PSG? Ranieri?
No, not really.
No.
We didn't need him.
Yeah.
Well, didn't need him. It wasn't.
And game state 2-0 up, you don't really want to take too many risks, and I think Ranieri's a risk taker. So
fair. Well then, it'd be lovely to see him start, but we'll go with, like you said, the same midfield as PSG, because I think that's what Arteta's going to go with personally. Like I said, he seems to be taking all these 11s quite serious and strong, and then rotating throughout the game. Front three picks itself, I suppose. Saka, Havertz and Martinelli, or not? Or
I think Sterling could get a start. I wasn't thinking that when we did Forever Arsenal, but
it's similar to Ranieri in a different sense.
Yeah.
We're newly promoted side at home, like it's the ideal opportunity. I mean, Bolton was a great opportunity. I think Ranieri took it. I think Sterling took it. What's the next step
I'm
up?
going to go for it. I think Sterling starts this game.
Over Saka, on the right over Saka?
No,
over
on
Martinelli?
the left over Martinelli. I think he'll get the start, yeah. I think he will.
Yeah, that's fair. Whatever.
Really concerning if we don't feel comfortable to play him in this game.
Yeah. That's what I'm
when
like.
you make changes to the defensive players, there's a unit you don't want to break up, and you feel like you're playing with fire a little bit. Going forward, though, I do not expect us to create less because Sterling's starting over Martinelli. Though Martinelli is getting back up to, you can make that argument like I did for Partey, but Sterling, get him in there. Go on.
But is there not an argument to say, like I keep saying about Mikel Arteta just starting his strongest team and then rotating, getting the game not half on, but getting in front and then bringing in the Sterling? Or do you not worry about
you
it?
carry on playing your strongest team week in, week out. You won't have your strongest team to pick when it's time to pick your strongest team. Pep's shown this many times over the years, and at the end of the day, we talk a lot about the numbers are down this season, but the quality's up, right? So when I suggest to rotate, I don't expect to be, questioned on that. When it's Southampton at home after Leicester at home, these are the games to rotate in.
Okay, I hear all your points for putting Sterling on the left over Martinelli. I think Arteta will stick with Martinelli, but we'll go over what you said for the Predicts 11, and we'll get your thoughts as well in the comments below. So let us know if you agree with the Predicts 11 for the game against Southampton, or if there's any other players that we've missed out that you consider playing in this game, considering there is an international break after this, and it's time for players to rest. I think that's it. It's time to get score predictions. Oh, I want to see how disrespectful, how conservative people are going to be.
Just 2-0. I think Arsenal will be sensible 2-0. I don't think they'll go all out to batter Southampton. I hope it's more than that. It can be more than that. But I think they'll just, 2-0 I'm going.
Did it look like Arsenal against PSG, when they were 2-0 up, they pulled back and said, we don't need to overexert ourselves and really go for another goal and just sit in defensively, to you?
It was PSG, so I guess you're thinking don't overdo it. But the better chances still fell to us in that second half. PSG hit the crossbar, but Martinelli should have scored twice. So,
Score prediction?
4-5-0.
Pick one.
I can do that here, innit? On Forever you didn't let me, but there's no points up for grabs on this on the preview. 4-5-0, man.
Pick one, man. 4 or 5?
5. I said 4 on Forever.
I'd love that.
We'll go 5 and.
I'm going to the game.
Because I want goals. Like at the end of the season, we look at that patch we went through from January to March last season. We were smoking teams 6-4. We still didn't score more than City come end of the season.
No, you are right.
So I do think if it is expected to be tight again at the end, these games against Leicester's and Southampton's at home, you want to be filling your boots.
No, you're right. City would score 5 in this.
Haaland might score 5 in this, and a couple more from others.
I'm going to go 3-1. I think we'll be 3-0 for most of the game, and then they'll get a consolation goal from a lapsed consolation, maybe from us. It's from us. I don't even believe that, actually, because I don't know who scores for Southampton. So I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to change on the spot. Thank you very much. Let me know your score predictions in the comments below. Your thoughts ahead of this game as well. Like the video if you like the video. And thank you to James the Turkish for joining me on this preview. Oh, and the Saints go marching in. Love you all.
It's cold, by the way. He took off his jumper to do the video in case you're wondering why I'm in a jacket. He's in a jacket.
Get off the preview, bro. It don't matter. I hope you like my shirt though, Arsenal fans. Big up, man.